starting right off, fans have been waiting for just a little bit of time for season two. What were your expectations going into season two with what you wanted to see for both your characters? And I'll start with you, Lenora.
Expectation wise, I'm not sure what I thought of for my character so much as just I knew I was gonna have a good time. I expected to get COVID. And that didn't happen. I still haven't had it.
So smug, so smug.
As Amy Schumer said, God likes who he likes. And but we had a few before we started filming and before we knew we wouldn't be going back. We did have a couple of Zoom sessions, if I remember correctly. So I had vague idea of what was coming our way, but often what we get is not necessarily character developments, it's just big story points like, oh, this is going to threaten the ship, or that's going to threaten the ship, or this is going to come on board the ship. So your mind does start going, oh my gosh, and how will Billy react to that? But I think what I was hoping for was just more time with the characters. I think season one sets up all the characters, and then not only for the writers, but you as an actor, you suddenly know who your playmates are. And so I love it when there's not huge, big crowd scenes, even though they're fun, but the little scenes where you've got 3 or 4 people stuck in a room trying to figure things out and play off each other. That's what I look forward to.
Yeah, that's what I was hoping for too, is like the more you can have that kind of nuclear family of the characters interacting underneath the noise of the kind of collective chaos. Those are always my favorite scenes too. And there's one episode where all of the characters are kind of locked into various rooms together, and it's a sort of atypically quiet episode. For that reason, there's not a lot of movement and there's not a lot of groups, and that was actually like extremely fun. Hi, sweetie. That was extremely fun to do.
Mm-hmm.
So amazing. So Zach and Billy both control the situation in different approaches. They take different ways to take over and control. So what do you love about your characters and how they control the situation, but not overtly? They kind of manipulate and move things along with their tone or a look or things of that nature. What do you love about the characters in that aspect?
I enjoy Billy's complete lack of tolerance or patience for niceties and kind of people's basic humanness. She's so goal orientated that anything else is just a kind of fluff that should be passed over. So I kind of enjoy playing that frustration, because I'm very British, and I will bend over backwards to make sure everyone in the room is comfortable and I'll ask someone if they're okay too many times. So I enjoy getting to play a different, someone completely different who couldn't give a flying fuck how you are. She just wants to know if you've done what you should be doing. So that's fun to explore and to play.
I think Matt, I'm not even sure how much Matt is being strategic about manipulating people, as much as he's just sort of riding the like giant wave of chaos and reactiveness that exists on the ship. I think it's like, for him, it's a real surfs up feeling and less of a kind of careful channeling of those waters.
So if you were to be trapped in a situation similar, would you want to know, or would you just want to kind of ride it out and enjoy your existence as you float through space, potentially?
I don't want to know. You mean about how long you're up there?
Yeah.
I don't want to know. I always find it easier to relax when you have information. Yeah.
But would you want to be lied to? What if they said, oh, we just got an extra year? See, I think if you tell me a year, and then you go, no, sorry, towards the end of that, once you got through it, we've got 1 more year. And I think, oh, well, I've already done a year. It wasn't that bad. But if you say 8 years off the bat, that's a lot. I don't mind being lied to in that situation.
Really? I would be so mad.
Okay, so in another scenario, we know that somebody has to let everyone else know, right? So would you want to be that person? Because I don't believe that I would want to. I wouldn't want to be responsible for the emotional responses that come with that. But would you willingly take on that role and step up? And because one thing I love about, for example, Matt is that he's like, see, you can accept death. You know, he just accept that. And it's just through. So would you be confident and okay with being the person to let everyone know they could potentially die soon?
That's funny. I think like in order to be able to give people bad news comfortably, you have to have a lot of faith in them that in some essential way they'll actually be okay, even if they're dead, that they'll be okay. And I think it's something that I am trying over the course of my life to get better at, which is to trust that even when things are sad or difficult or disappointing, that both myself and other people will in some ultimate way be all right. And I think Matt really does believe that because he thinks everyone's going to just be like a speck in the universe, like whatever, a corpse hurtling through space, and that's fine. So I guess this is a very long-winded way of saying, like, I think if I could find a way to believe that everything was going to be all right ultimately, then I could give bad news, but that's not usually my specialty.
But I think what you're saying is right, and you're not responsible for people's reaction to the news. So you can feel responsible, but if you can acknowledge that you're not responsible, that everybody's going to have their reaction, and that's their business. And actually, it's probably really important for them to go through whatever gambit of emotions they need to get through to get to a place of acceptance. And you let them have it. This is a metaphor for life. Like, let them do it, but they need to be armed with the information. And I think it's a sign, like what Zach was saying, a sign of respect to tell people the truth. So with that mentality, yes, but to trust people that you don't know on that level, like that mass amount of people, that's a big ask. You don't know them all, and you don't know that they're going to be okay, or that they're all stable enough to hear it. But so luckily, it's not our job.
At all, not at all. So obviously you love your personal characters and you love to see their development, but as just sort of fans of the show, who are some of the other characters that you enjoy? Like, oh my God, I can't wait to see what's going to come out of this person's mouth, or what scenario that they're going to put them in outside of yourselves.
Mm, I would say Zach, and I'm not just saying that because he's on the call, because
Right
he's.
back at you, Bub. Same
It,
to you. I would say
I,
Lenora.
I love because Zach and I don't actually have a lot of, our characters don't have a lot of scenes together. So watching season 1, and my partner as well is a huge fan and of Zach on and off camera. We die laughing at Zach. Die laughing. I think knowing him personally just makes it even more delicious. So I thoroughly enjoy that. But honestly, like, when you're on a show like this and it's such a big ensemble, there's so much that you don't necessarily see till it airs. That is a real treat. And if you can watch when you're on set, it's fun. But I really do enjoy seeing the things on the screen that I wasn't on set to film. But of everybody, it's good fun.
I don't
So
like watching things I'm in because I'm too distracted by my own horror and negative vanity. But if I could watch, I would want to watch Lenora.
oh, okay, that's interesting. I understand that. I can't listen to my interviews all the time. So in wrapping up, if you were in this type of scenario personally, what type of passenger do you think you would be? Would you be calm? Would you be freaking out? Or would you be taking control of the situation and holding it down?
I
think
think
I'd
I
be
would
calm.
be, yeah, I think I would be like ostentatiously miserable. Like I would just like take up a lot of room with my useless sadness.
And
Oh,
I would be busy trying to cheer him up, probably. Say, look, we know where this is going. Let's just make the most of it. I think there's something I found this about, with the pandemic. I think I'm not alone in feeling so utterly powerless about the situation, that there was something oddly freeing about it, that you couldn't do certain things, that there were these restrictions on you, that made you, took away your choice. that I found weirdly, I'm someone who, you know, when you Google something and it says 6 billion pages, I just go, oh, I can't. Which one do I listen? It's too much. Just don't give me too much freedom like that. And so there's a kind of freedom in the limited amount of choices you have when you're in that situation. So I think I would just try and lean into that and cheer up my friend Zach, because 8 years is a long time to watch him be miserable.